This is Savannah Gemolo, and you've been watching Outside the Games with your host, Kevin Menton.
We'd like to welcome everyone to Outside the Games. Thank you so much for coming in. This show is dedicated to the student athletes, the work that they're putting on and off the field in their particular sport, but also academics. We don't forget that. This talks about their character and who they are. We have a great guest with us here today. This is Will Stallings Jr. He's a class of 2023, running back, defensive back. He goes to Pittsburg High School in California, holds a 4.0 GPA. Yes, folks, he's doing it in the classroom. As well as 7-on-7, the team Elevate. Hey, we have Will Stallings Jr. here. Will, nice to have you on. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you so much for coming in. Well, you know, this program, we love to talk about student athletes. We like to get to know them in a better way, more personal. But we like to start here, though, Will. How you would define family and why? What's your take on that?
It's a lot of support to keep me focused and stay on the right path. Keep me away from all the distractions outside in the world and stuff, and that's what family is to me.
Yeah, it's big. It's big. It's a good foundation piece, and you know, you look at it and you couldn't do it without them. I mean, really, they're able to take that sacrifice of your time. And speaking of sacrifice, that's where your dad comes in. Yeah. Now you're a son of a Marine. That's what's on your Twitter bio. Okay, you make it very clear there's military background there. Take me through what your dad does for you, though, Will. Not only as you know, a son, but also a student athlete. How does he help you?
Shoot, everything. When it comes to grades, tutor, trainer, everything. Anything I need, he's always there. He's always helping me. If I need some advice or knowledge from him, he can give it to me because he's been through it all. And I just take it and keep pushing on with it.
I love it. And I think when we think of sacrifice, and we mentioned that word earlier, there's a lot of sacrifices he does for you in order to put you in the right spot to make sure you have all the tools you need to be the best, right?
Yes, all the tools. He sacrifices a lot of time. That's big because I got other siblings too. So he sacrifices time to stay with me, keep me focused on my football, my education, everything. So time is a big sacrifice over here.
Yeah, I mean, we're speaking family. So my friend, you got some siblings in there. So tell me through, who the siblings? Break me through.
I got two sisters and one little brother. The oldest sister, she's 15. My youngest sister, she's 11, and my younger brother, he's 13. All like love them to death. They love to beat me up sometimes, you know, just siblings things, but I love them. They keep me focused. They're my motivation when I'm down or I need help, but they're there when I need them.
Well, we're not going to sugarcoat it. In the Stallings household, there's like, who gets the bathroom first? Who's picking up the household chores of the Stallings family? Yeah. So there's some of that, right? Who's got what?
Exactly. Like who's going to clean the bathroom? We don't know. So we just like rock, paper, scissors. Whoever wins, you got to do it.
And hey, if you keep winning the rock, paper, scissors, looks like you got it again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we get into the aspect of mentorship. We believe mentorship is such a key piece because you have the student athlete and the relationship he has with his family, his dad, his mom, or whatever the case may be. But the mentorship aspect is for when your parent isn't around. And, you know, you look at that, who are your mentors and why, Will?
It's my dad. That's my main mentor.
That's big. And he can be your mentor. That's true.
Yeah, because he's raised me right. So like whenever he's not around, I already know what to do. I know my responsibilities. I'm not going to act out of character when I'm around other people. I'm going to stay focused, take my training, the things that he showed me and told me about the world and everything. I'm going to just stick to that and just stay myself and just keep pushing the way he taught me and raised me.
Why do you think it's important for times of where, uh, Will, where you have a situation of maybe there's something you did and he helps to kind of get you back and correct your course? You could probably
Uh,
think of many examples right now in a way that he's been able to correct you. Why is that correction so important, especially in your development as you get older and eventually get to the next level in college?
one is friends. Friends is a big thing. I have made some mistakes on who I call best friend, and everything. And he was there to tell me, he's like, friends, your real friends are the people who are going to stick with you all the way, who are going to tell you not to do this, even though it sounds fun, but no, you need to go work out, bro. You need to go do this. You need to go study. And he showed me what a real friend is, and he just brought me back on that path. So friends is a big one that he helped me out on.
I heard it from a coach one time. Um, one coach had said it, put it this way. He said that and he was speaking from a girlfriend boyfriend's perspective, but he said that a friend in general is going to push you in the course that you're trying to go through. So if your mindset is like, I'm going to be best academically, I'm going to be the best in my sport, this person is going to support you in a way of guiding you that way. They're going to be a part of that process, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
That's a real friend right there.
Yeah, totally. But good definition of a real friend. That's
Yes.
a good point. With student athlete challenges, my goodness, Pittsburg, California high school. For you and how you are as a student, the student athlete challenges, how are you able to manage performing on the football field and training and all the things that even 7-on-7 with Team Elevate, with all of those things, and on top of it, try to hold a 4.0 GPA? How do you do that, Will?
It's called managing your time. Time is a big thing. So, like, I work out in the morning. I got school. Right after that, I'm able to balance my workout to school to another workout, and at the same time, I get my study time before I go to bed. And just like it's just managing your time. You know what you got to do throughout the day. So, and then that takes all the fun out. So you're not gonna be able to have fun, go hang out and stuff. You got to be able to sacrifice that time and be able to put it into stuff that you need to get on to next level.
And somebody's told me though too, I hear from student athletes all the time, procrastinating is a big one, numero uno, when it comes to time management and not getting things done. Does that affect you sometimes?
Sometimes it does, but like I said, I got my mentor next to me, so he always like, "Hey, get back to work." I'm like, "Got it, thank you, appreciate it." And we back to work.
Thank goodness for that mentor and your dad. That's great. Uh,
Yes.
Student teacher relationship is so important. Now, Pittsburgh High School, take me through that high school, what it's like being a part of that. Now, you have been there all the time and during high school, correct? At Pittsburgh High?
Yeah.
So take me through that school, because there was a time, my guy, where you went from 8th grade up until high school and it was like, oh my goodness, what is this place? And I got to know where this class is, where the lunchroom is at. And this is pre-COVID, right? So take me
Yeah.
through what that jump to high school was like for you.
Um. Uh. It was a big jump because like middle school, the campuses was like smaller, so it's easier to move. Uh. To get around school and stuff. But when you get to high school, it's big. You gotta focus more. You gotta know like what places, classes and everything. And that's where teachers and students, like well-behaved students, come in because they'll help you out, give you directions, and eventually, like after a week or two, you just get down, and it's just another system for you.
Oh, it's big. Now, the relationship that you've had to have, because with COVID now has come into play, and you've had to be in a virtual classroom, not so much attending the class. And it's changing, right? We're going to hybrid learning. You're getting that opportunity. Football season is in play now, is starting in California. So take me through what that experience has been for you, Will, in your communication with your teacher in a Zoom virtual world. How difficult has that been?
It's honestly, it's not difficult at all. It's just you just gotta adapt to it, get used to it. It's been easy for me because it's not like it's basically like FaceTime. just go on FaceTime with your friends or something. Basically, go on FaceTime with your teacher. And the relationship with teachers, I'm real close to my teacher. I'm a respectful student. I do my work, and then if I ever need something, I always find time to get them, like either after school hours, before school hours. I just get in and talk to my teacher, whatever problems I have, and then that's what they like. They like a student that's either hardworking and real honest and like respectful. So me and my teacher's relationship is close.
We've heard that your attendance is everything in a virtual world. Is that you better be attending because that's a big, huge piece to your grade. Is that something that you make sure that hey, I'm going to be 5 minutes early checking in? You're making sure that you're on time, right?
Yeah, 10 minutes early every class. Every class.
There you go. No, that's big. Now, you talked a little bit about the communication with your teacher in a Zoom world, and it hasn't been very much. There's been no difficulty to it. For you, though, when you look at the aspect of how you communicate now, there is email. Maybe you have a question. How do you handle that dialogue and communication with the teacher if maybe you're not understanding something?
There's a app called Remind. So the teacher it's like basically almost like giving them your phone number, but it's not. So it's almost like messages. You text them on Remind and they get it, and then they just respond to you through text. And then they'll set up another Zoom link for you to answer any questions while you're in person on Zoom. And that's what makes it easy for you to communicate with your teachers. Also email too. Email works perfectly too.
That's
good. Always on my email.
No, that's big.
Yeah.
Now, with your teacher, what are some things that you have to do, Will, to make your teacher successful, especially in the Zoom world? There's some things that ownership that you have to have in order to help them be successful in the lesson. What do you have to do to make sure that the teacher's successful?
Ask questions, answer questions, always participate. Just basically just don't be afraid to speak out, because a lot of kids on Zoom, they don't speak out. They just hide behind their screens and don't answer questions or don't want to participate. And that makes it hard for the teacher because they don't know whether you get the subject or you don't get it. So like me, I always speak out, ask questions, answer questions. Either whether I'm wrong or right, they like that I'm speaking out and participating. So that helps the teacher out a lot.
You said something that hit me though, is that they want to be able to see. There's some people that are like, there's nobody there. They want to see a face so they know that when they're teaching the lesson, there's actually somebody there. Is that big? People need to show their video so they know that the teacher can feel confident in their lesson.
Yeah, that's huge. Was cool. If they see a person, it's even better. The lesson goes by smoother. You don't have to ask them so many questions. But when there's no person there, it's just a little iffy because the teacher don't know whether he's talking to a ghost or an actual person.
Well, what does the teacher have to do for you so that you're successful in your class, whatever you're taking there?
Just be patient with me. Answer all my questions to the best of your ability, and just keep doing what you're doing. And that's about it.
Favorite class that Will Stallings Jr. is taking right now? Come on now, there's got to be a favorite class you love.
Favorite class, I would say chemistry. I really like chemistry. Chemistry was pretty fun for me. Yeah.
Wow, I love it. That wasn't my easiest class. That was a hard class for me. But hey, if you can understand it, that's physics, chemistry, a lot of those kind of science type courses. What fascinates you about chemistry though? Yeah, break it down to me.
It's all the elements and compounds and stuff that the human eye can't see that is actually out there. There's so many things we don't know about that chemistry can break down to you and you can understand more. And there's it goes through the human body to atoms in the air and everything. It's just crazy. It really fascinates me.
Have you taken a biology class?
Yes, I have.
Have you done any dissecting?
No, I have not. I have not dissected nothing yet.
Okay. So I mean, eventually that probably will come. But the thing about it though, with chemistry and anything like that, biology, there's always that thing of reaction of elements to chemicals that make a reaction. I think that's what you kind of highlighted on it. That's fascinating to you to see what that reaction creates. You know, that's big for you. You know, looking at Pittsburg High School, what do you feel that Pittsburg High School and what the academics there, do you believe that they are very supportive in the student athletes and the academics there at that high school? They have things organized for that?
Yeah, they're super supportive. They got after school programs, they got study sessions, they got everything you can name it. They have it. For athletes and everything, they make sure you're on top of your grade so you can be able to play and show off your skills on the football field as well in the classroom. So they always have some type of support to help you out.
Oh, that's great. Well, we're here with Will Stallings Jr., class of 2023. He's a running back, defensive back out of Pittsburg High School in California, holding a 4.0 GPA. We'll be right back.
Let's go. Out of the dust, a legend is born for the game, born for the throne, up from the ground, and out of the gates.
Well, welcome back to our show. We have here with us Will Stallings Jr., class of 2023. He is a running back, defensive back at Pittsburg High School in California, GPA 4.0. He is with also a 7-on-7 team, the Elevate team out of California. Hey, Will, we get into the aspect of media, and media is such a big piece now, especially now with what COVID, what we've seen with COVID and people putting training videos up, weightlifting videos up. I mean, it's been insane. But when you look at media, how important is media that you handle it the right way? How do you view that?
It's super important because if you post the wrong thing, it can ruin your life forever. Media is super important it's basically your life. So if you post the right things like training videos, workout videos, you're on a good path. College recruiters and other people are on following you, and they look at that type of stuff and be like, okay, he's a good kid. Now, if you posting other things like outside ganging, all that types of stuff, they're gonna see you as a bad character. So media is a huge thing in life.
Yeah, it's always like this thing of that thought that everything's got to be positive, not negative, and you want to keep it that way, right?
Yes, always.
For you, I've seen some of your media, your skill videos. I mean, I've seen you from, your workouts and what you're doing as far as training. Why is it important to post those workouts for you and doing certain training, doing certain lifting? Why is that important to you to post?
To show the world that I'm not just a kid that's on a video game 24/7 or going to hang out with his friends. I'm actually really working and trying to get my grind and show off my skills and improve myself. So when it's time for me to go on the football field, I can show you all the things I've been working on. So you give you a show.
Yeah, and we've heard the thing of where college coaches, it could be a simple thing as this: you post something bad, you don't hear from them again.
No.
That's real.
That's
What for you with media? How important are the social media platforms? Because sometimes some student athletes go, what, Twitter's going to be my one that I use for just football, my sport, and then there's Instagram, Facebook, and all these other media platforms. How do you handle those?
it's just a balance. Football and training go on both. You just balance it out. It depends on which one you want to post it on or which one you don't want to post it on. It's just a simple balance to me.
True. No, very true. Now let's get into your training for the 7-on-7. With 7-on-7, I mean, that's something that, some people, high schools, I know this. There's a different take from different high schools that say, you know what, 7-on-7 is great, but there's some things that, they'll learn and then that differentiate from what the coach at your high school is teaching.
Yeah.
What do you think about 7-on-7? Do you think it's a very valuable tool for the student athlete?
I think it is a valuable tool. Like 7-on-7 can sharpen your skills, your reading skills, your cover skills, whatever you have a problem with. You can take your weaknesses to 7-on-7, make them your strengths. Basically, 7-on-7 helps you out whatever problems you got on the football field. So when you get to your team, you look even like you're like a 2.0 version of yourself.
Team Elevate. Wow.
Yeah.
What's been about that program? Why did you choose that program? And how have they helped you become even a better student athlete as you are, Will?
Team Elevate, it's a lot of words for them. They're a family, basically, real great supporters, too. I met a lot of new people. They helped me out with my skills and sharpen my tools and everything that I need to get better when I come back to my team. Whatever I had, ups and downs, they always had my back, whatever. And yeah, Team Elevate, it was just a huge family up there. They support you whether you're there or not there. So it's like once you're a part of the squad and your team, your family forever.
And this is a program that doesn't forget about the academics. I mean, they are really on top of it when you talk about keeping you eligible. Hey, if you're going to be involved in a tournament, you better have your homework done. I mean, what are some things that the coaches talk to you and preach to you about that?
Like, good thing that we have Zoom. So we had a tournament where a lot of kids were going to be missing school. The coach was like, no, you're not missing school. We don't have a tournament to this certain time. You don't get a school at this time. So you're going to hop on Zoom. You have a phone. You're on your phone 24/7. So you must have the Zoom app. So hop on Zoom, get your stuff done, get your work done, and then come and have fun and turn up on these kids.
Well, you talk about something that I like here, though, when we didn't highlight this in the other portion of the interview, but you talked about the aspect of using apps, using tools like your phone to balance your time. And is it something that Team Elevate also talks to you about, and using specific tools to organize your day, keep your day organized, and so that you don't forget that, hey, I got a test that day, or I got homework I got to finish. They're dedicating that time to make sure that you understand those tools and how to use them, correct?
Yes, right. Elevate, they basically make sure you know what tools to use correctly, like phone, for example, computer. For a phone, don't be on social media so much. Go on your notepad, write down a schedule for yourself for when you're done with us. You go work out, you go do your study group or whatever. They make sure you're on top of your stuff. So no slacking at Elevate. That's about it. No slacking at all.
How did they perform on the field? You just wrapped up your 7-on-7 this year, which was instrumental with regards to COVID, and so you could get some reps and get some repetition in under a difficult CIF, basically saying, "Hey, no football." The governor saying, "Hey, we got to shut things down." But again, how'd you all do?
Oh, we did good. We went all the way to Arizona to play for the battle tournament. We did pretty good. We could have done better from my standpoint, but we did real great out there. We balled out. We got some truly like talented athletes out there, and Arizona just makes you better. You have fun at the same time. You jump in the swimming pool, go out to the mall, eat some good food that you haven't had in California. But once you get out there, it's a business trip. So when we out there, it was business only.
Yes. With your teammates on Elevate, have you learned a lot by seeing what they do, how they train, because a lot of things could be said about student athletes. They're watching each other. They're observant of one another. What have you learned from your teammates? And is there a bonding experience that you all have?
It's a huge bonding experience. We're like brothers now. So now that we don't go to the same school, but we always tap in with each other like, hey, what's up? What's going on? Like, we're going to be at the training section or whatever. But it's a lot of competing out there. So if you wasn't a competitive person, now you are, because I Elevate and the players out there, they make sure you compete. If you don't compete, you're not going to be part of that brotherhood or that family. So the only way you can be a part of it is you compete, show off your skills, and always be confident, no matter what. If you're wrong, confidence. Confidence is everything up there.
What have you learned about yourself on how you were as a student? We'll go to the academics real quickly. How you were as a student before and how you're a student now. What have you learned about yourself on being better in the academic field?
I am a very, 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 very intelligent kid. Let's see. Very intelligent, smart, and just nothing really different because I'm always on top of my work. So my time is just the same. So it's nothing really a big change in me.
Well, what about the aspect of this? What has Team Elevate done for you to make you a better football player? I mean, you could remember you've been with Elevate probably for a little bit now. What was it that you've learned about yourself as the athlete part of you in your ability to play those skill positions? Because obviously there had to be some kind of improvement that you made from the previous year. What were those things?
Cover skills was a big one. My cover skills was decent. I wouldn't say it wasn't above average, but when I got to Elevate, they have a training facility where it can help you out, work out, and sharpen your tools. So I went there and sharpened my tools, and I'm now a way better athlete now.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear. I think the thing is too is that Team Elevate always looks to compete, but also could you say this, that they want to make sure that they're making better men. They're wanting you to be better men in the future. So take me through some of the coaches. What's their experience? There's got to be some semi-pro. They've been college coaches, possibly, maybe high school coaches. Take me through some of those coaches that stand out to you that make a difference in your life at being at Team Elevate.
Coach Walker, he was a big supporter. He's the one I started my skills. He's helped me through drills, feet work, and everything else. Motivational speeches when I need it. And Coach Greg, college coach, he knows what to look for. If you have questions about recruiting or what coach will look for in an athlete, he's the one to go to. And then we got Coach Lawson, I believe. He played in college. He played for Arizona State. So yeah, he played for the Sun Devils. He's been through it all, so he knew what we were supposed to do, what we were supposed to look like, what a college athlete is supposed to look like. So them coaches had a lot of background too.
That's big. They put it together to make sure they put a good product on the field, but also represent Team Elevate off the field as well, right? They don't want to be embarrassed.
No.
Well, I'll tell you, we have here Will Stallings Jr., class of 2023. He's a running back, defensive back at Pittsburg High School in California, GPA 4.0. We'll be right back.
We've got your back, Road Warriors, because we know you want to get back to going your speed. Steering life at 10 and 2. You're prepared for this. And so are we. Soon, you'll get back to skipping the counter without missing a beat. Back to choosing any car in the aisle. Back to being the boss of you. Go National. Go like a pro.
Welcome back. We have here with us Will Stallings Jr., class of 2023, running back, defensive back out of Pittsburg, California High School. I did say Pittsburg High School. There's been a lot of good players out of that high school, the pipeline. But yes, he has a 4.0 GPA. Hey, Will, we talk about the aspect of this recruiting. Recruiting is such a big piece. You know, we see 247 Sports, we see Rivals, we see a lot of different media that's dedicated to recruiting. And we don't want to get into so much the aspect of singling out colleges. We don't want to discuss that. Well, we want to discuss the process. What has the process of recruiting been like for you and your dad when hearing from colleges, and again with COVID, you're not able to take visits, so it's more of a virtual. But what experiences have you had with that?
First of all, it started off as exciting to hear from any college, but it's been busy. Phone calls, articles, and other stuff. You just gotta stay on top of your stuff and make sure when you hear that phone, you pick it up and just have a normal conversation with them and just stay in touch. And then there it goes on from there. Truthfully, we just talk it out, just sit down on the couch, have a father-son conversation, and we just go on from there. We just make sure everything's on the right line. You say the right things. You don't stutter. You don't think about too much. Just keep it short and simple, and then we just go on from there and keep pushing. That's a huge piece, actually, because I'm actually want to go to college for business. I want to get my business degree and pursue my career in business after football if football doesn't work out or anything. That's a huge piece in it. And also I want to be comfortable where I lay my head or where I go for the next couple of years of my life. I've been on two, actually. I've been on two. I got one from Cal, and then I had one from, I believe it was Arkansas.
Oh, nice. And those tours, I mean, there's a difference in visiting a school versus virtual tours. What seems to be for you? I mean, obviously, because we're in this COVID environment, you got to take virtual tours. What do you look for in a college when you speak virtual tours? What are you looking for?
Really, it's about the environment for me. Is it a nice place? Is it? It's just environment. There's certain things you gotta look for. I can't name it off the top of my head, but it's top it off. It's just environment for me. But that's where my dad comes in. We just talk about it together, and we just figure out what our next steps are going to be from there.
Well, we talk football. Yes, we talk football, Will. So, why football? Well, William, there could have been any other sports you could have choose from. In fact, I know track is after you. I know they want you to participate because, I'm sure you're fast. But why football? What was the passion behind saying, you know what, I'm going to pick up a football and I'm going to choose this sport?
I played many sports. Actually, I played baseball, basketball, track. I ran track, and then football. It caught my eye, and also my dad played football too. So, yeah, he was a big role in that part. But football, it just came to me because the physicality about it, the teamwork, the competitive drive, and everything. It was just for me. Football was just the sport for me. One, it was school and academics. Two, it was also the coaching staff. The coaching staff is real supportive with the athletes. And three, it's a big school. It's competitive. They go play at all like the big schools and everything. So, yeah, that was about it.
Now, your position of running back, what made you want to choose that position, and defensive back? I mean, those are skilled positions. Obviously, Will Stallings Jr. didn't want to be on the offensive line. Obviously, something about having the rock with you at all times is always great.
Running the ball, it's exciting, actually. When you get to hit the hole, you get to hit people. When you run down that sideline, you're screaming your name. It's just it's exciting because when you get to the next level, it's going to be even more people in the stands screaming like, Will, Will, Will. It's just exciting. And then for a defense, defense is just lovely. I personally, defense, offense, you get to hit. I love to hit. Being physical, talking smack and all that. That's just what I like about football and both sides of the ball.
So Will, there has been, student athletes that have likely played both positions on the field. Is that something that interests you to kind of say, hey, I'm willing to be running back, but you can also plug me here, coach, on the defense?
Yeah, definitely. Let the coaches know that I am willing to play both sides of the ball. I have the ability, I have the skill set, and I'm just that type of player. If their players need, they're willing to help and sacrifice whatever. Relationship and willing to get their players out to show the colleges what type of skills they got at their school. And players that don't have any offers, they were like, okay, I got you. Just we need you to do this A, B, and C on the field, and then we can help you out to get to your next goal.
Strengths and weaknesses, when you talk about your playing ability on the field, is there something that, let's look at the strengths of you as a running back, and we'll take both strengths, running back and defensive back. What are some strengths that you have in those positions?
Strengths, physical, vision, speed, basically everything. I don't really got any weaknesses on both sides of the ball. It's more, I got a lot of strengths.
Well, we'll put it this way then. If you say, hey, Kev, I don't have any weaknesses, what are some things you're getting better at? Because there's always something you can improve on. Maybe not be a deficiency, but it's something that you're improving on and getting better at those positions.
Proving it's definitely vision. Vision is a huge thing. Whether to know when the hole is closing, whether to bounce it out, whether to hit it hard, bounce it. It's just so many different things you got to read while you're running full speed at another player. And then for defense, it's knowing where to go, whether the ball is coming towards your side or not. It's just a lot of things you got to read on the field. So vision for me is a huge thing.
Will Stallings Jr. loves his offensive line. I already know that he's gonna put his offensive line on a pedestal because those holes are critical to what you do. How important is your offensive line at Pittsburg High School?
Super important, man. Without them, I can't run the ball, get blown up every time. So whenever they open up the hole and I score a touchdown, forget the skill players. I'm going straight to my offensive line because them guys, without them, it wouldn't be Will Stallings Jr. at running back or a defense.
As your offensive line, give them some love. Who is your offensive line? I'm sure they want to hear their names.
We got Greg, we got Pablo, we got Pew, we got a lot of people, man. They all, I got all love for them. They help me out when it comes to writing that rock. It's huge for them. Like when you see a running back score, it's like boom, like they won the whole game right there. It's huge for them, and they fight all the way to the end of the game. Whistle blow or not, they will fight for you. They'll die for you. So it's real huge for your offensive line.
How important is your relationship with your quarterback? And let's give a love to the quarterback because he's got an important position. He's got to manage a lot on the field. So how important is that relationship to have a running back like yourself to be able to give the rock to you to do your thing? How important is that?
It's huge, actually, because sometimes the running back don't know what he's doing. Sometimes the coaches call the wrong play call with running back coaches calling this play call. So that quarterback, you got to glance at him like, hey, what's the play? He's like, all right, got you. So the relationship is real huge. And without the relationship, your quarterback, the running back and quarterback would just be all messed up and the offense won't go nowhere with it.
Do you all run a pro style or is it a little bit of spread or do you have a little bit of mixture that the coaches like to run?
It's a little bit of mixture. Mix it up.
There you go. What have you noticed about your quarterback? What stands out for your quarterback? Because again, he does play a big role in leading your team, but everybody has to be on the same page. What characteristics stand out about your quarterback and his leadership?
Confidence. He's confident. He always has control. He always knows what he's doing. His vision is even better than everybody else's on the field. But yeah, the quarterback has a lot of things to him.
In a running back position, when you're going through a hole, some running backs don't like contact. They'll go right to the sideline. I have a feeling you're a little bit different. Your vision is like, I'm looking at Bruce. What's up?
I love that contact. If you want to come get some. I'm willing to lower the shoulder and give it to you. Best believe I'm run you over.
In your vision, there's the first tier, the second tier, and the third tier. Where do you find it in that game that you know that if you get past a certain tier, that it's possible to get to the house? What tier level is that?
First tier. Once I get past the lineman, I'm gone.
How does Pittsburg your high school, do your receivers do a lot of blocking downfield as well? Is this something that the coaches really preach there?
If you don't block, you don't play.
Wow.
Simple.
They're
I
not
go
around.
running back, receivers, even sometimes the quarterback got to go out to the outside and block. If you don't block, you don't play.
Now let's talk defensive back position. You have to keep your eyes on the quarterback. So it's interesting that on the offense, you have this kind of real close relationship with the quarterback. Somewhat on defensive back, you got to know where those eyes are because they're looking down the field. They're trying to look you off. They're trying to stun you, get you to just sit there. So that way they can make a quick read. And then before you know it, the receivers past you. What do you look for when you're playing that defensive back position with the quarterback's eyes and where he's looking?
So the good thing about it, playing both sides of the ball, you know what the quarterback is reading. So on offense, you always talk to your quarterback, see what he's taught to look at and where his takedowns are. So when you take that side to defense, you know what the takedowns are. So if it's receiver going deep, going deep, shallow, then you got a little wheel. So the first route is going to be deep. Then you're going to go to that short route. Then you're going to go to a little dump pass to run back. So you just got to know all the type of things that the quarterback is reading. Film room is huge because you got to know what type of receiver, if they got a 4-star receiver, how he runs routes, so how he breaks down, how he breaks off his routes, how he blocks, what's his little signs that he tell that he don't even know about. And then for offense, it's like how does the defensive line move, how the linebacker blitz, it's all types of stuff. And film, you got to be in there for at least an hour or two to break everything down. And you got to repeat that later on the next day too. So.
Tell me a situation, and this is an important piece, because just like the student-teacher relationship, there's a student-athlete relationship with the coach. And so when it comes to the film room, my guy, you may be put on blast. They may say, you know what, Will, you missed this, you did this, and it's in front of your peers. How do you handle a situation like that?
I just back it up on the field because if you miss film, they'll call you out on it. But once you go on the field and you show them that you was actually paying attention, you was actually on your film, you've been studying, and you perform good and you lead your team to a win, it kind of quiets the coaches down. Like, okay, we can trust him. He's actually doing his job. So that's how I back it up.
You used a big word there. That's trust. And if they can trust you, I mean, do you view that as an important piece to them having confidence in you, that they trust, that they know when they put you on the field, you're going to do what you need to do on your assignments?
Yes, that's huge.
I love that.
Without trust, they ain't going to give you the ball. No, not at all. Then you got to have trust, and then you got to have the coach's confidence to give you the ball and willing to carry the team on your back. So trust is huge. Because sometimes the coaches see something you didn't see on the field when you're playing. So when you're able to come to the sideline, you be like, hey, coach, what I do with this? And then they break it down to you and they believe in like, okay, go fix it. Poof. And then you go fix it and you got a better play and you just celebrate with them on the sideline. And that's the best feeling in the world.
Let's speak running back. What kind of drills are you running and what are you doing in the weight room to be equipped with what you need to take the pounding at that running back position? What are you doing in the gym in weightlifting sessions and drills?
Drills is speed work, sled, sprints, agility things to keep your stamina up and speed right. And then for weights, it's a lot of squats, leg work, so you have that power to burst through and give somebody the shoulder. Upper body, chest is a big thing too. They love their chest workout. And chest and shoulders, to be exact, chest and shoulders. You got to have the shoulders and traps too. But yeah, they got a lot of mixture there for your body. So when you ever take that contact, it won't phase you as much.
And this is one of the workouts that I think all student athletes could probably say, majority will say they don't like these workouts, core workouts. Ab workouts are deadly and they hurt. Take me through what a core workout means to you, because that's your center, that's your balance of your lower body and upper body. So you have to be strong in the core. Take me through how serious you view that.
Core, you gotta do every other day. Without your core, you're gonna be sloppy on the field. You're gonna be tired quickly. You ain't gonna be able to have that burst after you hit somebody. Core is everything.
So when it comes to you doing those core workouts, man, they hurt.
Yeah, they hurt, but it feel good at the end of the day.
Especially when you can see the six packs.
Exactly.
That's evidence of your workouts. No, totally. For you as a program, how important are the academics to your Pittsburgh high school coaches? How serious do they view those academics? And do they get the team together, or is there study hall? Is there something that they put together to make sure that you remain eligible?
Yeah, they got study hall. They have this thing where if you have bad grades, they take you to it's like summer school, but during school. So you have your during school. Certain days they'll take you after school. There's an after school hour where you can go to your teachers, submit some work, anything you need to do. And then coaches will always bring you together to talk about your grades and how you're doing, and just sit you down and talk about where you're going on your path.
And they work really well with the academic advisors at Pittsburgh High School. So it's like there's this, you can never say that you don't have that support, because you're going to get it from the academics advisors at that high school, but then you're also going to get that from your high school coaches, right? They're very serious about that.
Real serious.
Well, I tell you, for you this season, now you haven't had a game yet, but you're going to be having a game soon. What are you wanting to get out of this season? Because it may be a shortened season because of COVID. So what is it that you as a team, we'll take the team aspect, what do you all want to get out of this season because of COVID?
I just want to show off my skills, prove. It's not so much to prove. I just want to show you guys that what I'm capable of. Because there's been a lot of doubt. People think I can't do this, can't do that. I just want to show a lot of people that I can do the things you say I can't do.
Is there anything that your father, being your mentor throughout prepping for the season? Because I tell you, you've been busy. Coaches have tried to work you hard to get you prepared for the season, if it is a short one at that. How instrumental has your mentor, your father, been to help you make sure that you're hydrating right, make sure that your nutrition is there, make sure you're getting sleep? Sleep is important.
I get my sleep, I get my workout, I get my right protein, right food. He always got me a jug to drink water to carry it around with me, whether I'm free time, watching TV, studying, working out. I got something to drink. He's done everything you can name. He's like, there's nothing you can't name that he hasn't done. So I can't really describe that for you.
Well, the scheduling too, when you try to fit in time with friends, because you look at your day, there's distractions all over. You're in California, my guy. There's a lot of things you can be doing. But with your friends, do you find that you have to kind of, hey, I'm on a regimen. In fact, you're going to be doing a couple workouts today. So somewhere friends got to fit in there if it's spending time with them. Do you have to schedule that too? Does a student athlete have to schedule that time?
No, I just tell my friends, if you don't fit my schedule, then you just not my friend. If you don't understand my schedule, you're not my friend. If you don't accept the way I live my life, you're just not my friend. So they understand it, so they don't bother about hanging out with me or not. They just sometimes ask me, hey, can I come work out with you? And then that's about it.
Well, I tell you, it's been a pleasure to have you on our program, Will Stallings Jr., because I tell you, we're going to be hearing a lot from you, I'm sure, going forward. But again, we appreciate how grounded you are. I think that a lot of credit goes to your dad and you accepting that and working with him on what he's teaching you. So that's big. Well, I tell you, we have Will Stallings Jr. He is a class of 2023 running back, defensive back out of Pittsburgh High School in California. Yes, that's a pipeline out there, folks. But he's doing the GPA work, 4.0 student. He's doing that. But I tell you, it's been a pleasure to have you on our show, my guy.
Thank you.
So we're not done. We have this thing called the Quick Blitz. Oh yeah, Will. We get to know you on a more personal level. You didn't think we were done. We got a little quick hit here. First of all, we'll say this. Favorite food that Will Stallings Jr. loves?
Oh, favorite food? I gotta go with my pops. His barbecues, it's top notch. Like when he gets on that grill, it's crazy. What grill? Or he's basically a chef in the house. Like you know how to cook calamari, ribs, you name it. He made some delicious burritos. Anything that he makes, I eat, and it's delicious. So his food, his cooking is my favorite.
You know, with COVID and everything, and when the restaurants closed down, I'm surprised he doesn't have a food truck.
I'm surprised you don't have a restaurant. That's about it.
Right? Exactly. The food is on point, it sounds like.
Yes.
Dessert. Favorite dessert Will Stallings Jr. will take part of?
Ooh. I like cheesecake. Cheesecake.
That's a good one.
There's other things I want to try. So right now I'm going to go with cheesecake.
Okay, I love it. Apple or Android, and why?
Apple or Android? I Samsung. I like Galaxy better.
There you go. And so why do you love that phone?
One, you got to be different. Everybody wants an Apple and iPhone and stuff. One is different. Two, I think it's better. The camera quality, the phone calls is clear. Everything's just better with that phone.
Okay, all right. Favorite cleat to wear, Will?
I'm gonna go with my Adidas. I like Adidas. Adidas have some light cleats.
3 stripe, baby. Favorite musical artist right now?
Right now, I'm gonna go with the baby. The baby right now. The baby's been dropping some nice music.
If you could decide on what car to drive, your favorite car that you, Will Stallings Jr., would love to drive, SUV or car, what would that be?
It would be my dad's Hellcat, red eye. Yes, the new Hellcat. It's a red eye. It's fast, souped up. It's beautiful. It's blacked out with red interior. It's just that car would be my favorite car and the only car I'll drive.
Sounds like American Muscle from the Will Stallings Jr. family. If you could choose a destination spot, Will, in anywhere in the world that you'd love to visit, where would that be?
I would definitely go to
Bahamas. Tropical. Tropics, right? Sand, sun, water.
Yes.
All right. Let's get serious on a couple things. If you were running late, Will, somewhere, and you had to let somebody know, would you call or text, and why?
I'll call them to let them know, like, just because text, sometimes people don't read their text messages. But if you call them, they pick it up and you can actually explain your situation. I prefer call. Call is way better than text.
There's something to be said about when you call too and you leave a voicemail. Whatever reason, a lot of people don't pick up their voicemail, so you're probably following up with a text, right?
Yep. Call first, then text if they don't pick up.
Smart. Last movie you just saw, I know theaters are opening up, but last movie you saw in general. It could be on Netflix, it could be on whatever.
Last movie I saw, Coming to America 2.
That was on a lot of people's watch list. I can tell you that.
That's a good movie. Everybody should watch that. That's a great.
I love it. That's great. For you, I think the thing is we've been through a lot socially, economically, politically in this world. Black Lives Matter, George Floyd. There's been a bunch of examples of police brutality of different ones, Breonna Taylor. But there's been a lot. What is one thing that if you could have an impact in the world, just in general, to make something better, what would that one thing be, Will?
I'll say the race. Improve, try to take away a lot of racism. Have everybody equal. There's no difference. All colors the same. Now I would try to change race. That would be my thing.
Last thing your dad said to you.
Last thing he said. I love you. That's the last thing he said.
I love that. That's great. That's great.
I love you. Good morning. That's the last thing.
I bet he cooks a mean breakfast too. Let's not forget that, right?
Oh my God. Oh, let's not get started on breakfast. Oh, pancakes, waffle. Hey, breakfast. He know how to make some omelets. This dude knows how to do everything.
Okay, was he a chef? I mean, he has a Marine background. Was he?
No, he's just a real talented dude. Like, he know how to do everything. So he's different.
I could imagine his parents or whoever that was that taught him how to do that. And he said, okay, I love to cook. I'm going to do it.
Actually, he had picked that up from himself. He taught himself how to cook.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Taught himself how to cook, everything.
Love that. And so that's going to be bestowed upon you, my guy. Get Will Stallings Jr. with a pan and some kitchenware, little chef hat. I think you'll be going to town.
Yeah.
Last question for you, my guy. This is it. There's the big one, okay? Class of 2023. Hard decision to make here. So two things. What would you prefer, okay? Would you prefer your Samsung phone with a crack in the middle of its screen, or would you rather be on Outside the Game show?
I'm gonna go outside the game show.
I would think so. You don't want a crack in your phone. That's everything. You can't try to look at a good quality photo with a crack in the middle of the phone. That's just
or even try to watch a video and try to FaceTime somebody. It just don't look right.
Man, I've seen some phones where they're obliterated like all throughout the whole screen, and it's like they try to and an interesting thing is, you ever have it where they go, hey man, check this out, watch this.
And you can't see nothing on it. It's like, what are we looking at? We're just looking at a green screen flickering every time.
Right. Hey, tell you, it's been a pleasure, Will. Will Stallings Jr., class of 2023, running back, defensive back out of Pittsburg High School in California. 4.0 GPA, he's doing it both on the field and he's doing it in the virtual classroom. About to go to hybrid learning. They're going to be back to school. Season's going to start. Check them out, CIF. But I can tell you, Will, been impressive. Your dad has done a lot with you. And, again, it's student-teacher relationship, right? So it's father-son. So he can teach you, but you got to accept it. You got to work with it. So you've done a heck of a job to be able to do that. Outside the games here, we are very impressed. And I know the Stallings Jr. household, with all the siblings, they're in good hands, my guy.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you.
I'm Melissa DeCaros, and you're watching Outside the Games with your host, Kevin Linton.